Okay. Okay. Hello, my name is Q Rowland, and I am here to present Adobe's masterclass of tools. This course will just gently go over through some of the tools you can use to edit documents or create PDF documents. You'll find this course useful if you, in professional and personal, because you can edit documents that are sent to you via email or text and things like that. You can change those documents, or you can create those documents. So I'm going to go through how to do that. Some of the things that we are going to touch on today is how to send and sign documents. We'll go over how to add a watermark to your documents so that no one else can use it without, having the permissions. We'll go over just some of the most basic tools that you can use that I find personally that I use all the time. All right, so I'm going to go into my Adobe account. Again, I said it earlier, I'm not sure if all of these features come on a free account, but I do have a paid account. So you can create a PDF from any one of these places, from a single file, a multiple file, screenshot, scanner, web page, clipboard, or a blank page. So you may ask, where do these things come from? One second. I'm trying to, there we go. I needed to share my screen. It wasn't showing up on my page. Okay, can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so here is where, when you first log into the Adobe, when I first log into my account, this is the first page it'll tell me. So if I'm trying to create, I would choose one of these places that I want to create a PDF from. So say, for instance, someone sends you, and then this is primarily if you have, I'm going to give you two ways to do this. So if you have a MacBook, say for instance, and you also have an iPhone, you can share files between your phone and your computer by just doing a drop. But the other way is that you would email the file to yourself or to whomever is going, and they could take that file and create it from that. So that's how you get these different types of files, just so that you know. We're not going to create a PDF because it's not really necessary. I think more so you want to know how to use the tools. So we'll just focus in on that. So I'm going to open up a file just so you can see. I'm going to go to my Gmail to open up a file just so I can show you how you would go from step by step of just starting to edit. Okay, so right here. So if you get an email and it has this file right here, it's a PDF file. You're going to click on that to open it, and then you're going to
see it.
You still can't see it?
No, we see create a PDF from any format.
You know what happens every time I click it, stopping the share. Let me see. Yeah, why is it doing that? So odd. It keeps turning, it's red and it keeps. Well, you know what? I'm just going to download it and then I'll go back to it from there. So basically, I'll just explain this part. It's not that hard. If you're in your email and you receive a PDF file, that's all I'm doing is going to my email and downloading that PDF file, okay? So imagine you have the file on your screen. So I'm going to open it up from my Adobe account. It gives you the option. Are you all able to see the screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're in Adobe, you're going to go to File, and I'm going to open it. I'm going to look for the file that I downloaded from my computer. Okay. Documents, what did I say? Downloads. Okay. So here's our PDF that's going to come up. This is our PDF that I saved from the email to my computer.
Okay.
So this is it. Okay. So first, just move all these little windows out the way. Okay. So when you do this, all of these tools right here are going to pop up. These are your most common tools that the most people use. But if you look here at the top in PDF, you have some things up here too. So this one right here is where you can leave a comment somewhere on this file. So you can click that. It's called a sticky note. You can leave a sticky note on this somewhere. So I clicked it and I would click here. Now I can put comments there. So say for instance, someone sends you a file that they want you to review and you want to leave them comments on what needs to be changed or updated, you will go here and leave comments for them. So we're going to just delete that because we don't want that to stay. Delete this. It's popping open. Come on, work with me, computer. Okay, we'll just leave it there for now. I don't want to waste time on that. Okay, this is a highlighter. This is how you highlight things on your document. So you can do this and it highlights it. You can also change the color of the highlight. That's just a simple, tool. You may need to highlight something on a file. This is where you will sign your document. So say for instance, you have a legal document that you need to add a signature to. I have mine already stored in here. You would use that. And it literally, once it comes up, it goes wherever you drag your cursor. So if it's at the bottom of the page, you'll scroll to the bottom and drop it. Just click it right there. These have some other options in here too, but for the purposes of what this class is, all you want to do is just drop your signature. You will encounter some PDFs that will not let you do certain things without printing it without a wet signature. Like for instance, it may let you sign it, but it may not let you give a date. So what I figured out was a workaround was in my sign, I created a separate place where I can put this date there and drop it. So
how can you do that? How can you, are you going to show us later how to just set up the sign?
Yep, I'll show you how to do it. So I'm gonna just erase both of these, okay? So if you ever receive a document that requires your signature, up here is gonna say sign, okay? You click that, you hit add signature. It's gonna let you draw. You can either use this or you can draw it out like your real signature with your cursor. And then that's how, and it stores it right in there. But
Okay.
for a date, because some documents won't let you put a date, for some reason, some entities want you to write the date, but they don't mind if you send it with the date. I just use the add initials one as a way to give that date. So I'll just put in here whatever today's date is and apply. And it's going to stay in there. It's going to stay that same date, and you just drop it wherever you need it. So if it's a signature line and date, you're going to just take your signature, put it there where that line is, drop it, and then you're going to use that date and drop it wherever that date. If it says date, you can write it next to it. So that's pretty much it. Do you have any more questions about this?
No, thank you.
Okay. So now say for instance, you need to say you created a document. Now you want to request somebody else sign to agree. Now you will hit request e-signature. This is where they're able to digitally sign the document. So I'm going to put in this box that's here, the email that I'm sending the document to. And then you have an option here to specify where to sign. If you hit that, another screen is going to pop back up with your document, and it's going to ask you, where do you want them to sign? So just wait till it processes. Okay, so here's my document. If I want them to sign at the bottom or wherever, I'm going to click right here, and it's going to bring up this box. This right here is a signature box. Now watch this. You can choose these different fields. So you can use this box more than once. So you can say, well, no, I want a name, I want a date. These different boxes will create different types of boxes there. So if this is a signature, you're going to leave it just as a signature, or you can put the full name. So these are your options for requesting a signature. Okay. So now that I've done that, I've requested that, and I've put, you can delete this. I've put this, and I'm going to put this as the date. Okay, so now we're telling Adobe this is where we want our signer to put their name and date. All right. Let me pull this page over a little bit because it's not showing my whole page. Hold on. Let me just move this over. I'm going to, uh-oh, no. I didn't even close it. Trying to make it smaller. Okay. So right
So
here.
you had to put I'm sorry, you had to put the date as well. I saw you put the name, but you had to put the date as well.
This is really, this is whatever you want this document to look like.
Gotcha.
This is
Okay.
your own, if it's a checkbox for something you have right here on the line before it, it's whatever you need it to say. It could be an email, but these are the boxes, but you're telling the system where they're going to prompt the person who's going to receive your document what to do. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So once I've made these changes to the document, we're just going to hit send. That person is going, I didn't have a signature box. Okay. That's what you see, I didn't put a signature box. So when you say you want somebody to sign something, they're expecting that you're going to have them sign it. So let me just change this to signature. That's a signature box. Okay, then if I hit send, it's going to go to, why is it still doing this? Hold on. Okay. Oh, I didn't have it as a signature, my bad. Okay, so now it's a signature box there. So now we're going to hit send, and then it's just going to go to the person's email as what you sent with those boxes available for them to sign or do whatever. So you see here now where it says Adobe's Masterclass and it's been sent. So you'll then also get an email saying that they sent it. Once the person signs it, you'll receive an email that says it's been signed. And then you'll both have a digitally signed copy of that document. Does that make sense now? What I did? Do I need to go over anything? Because I know it was a few things that were little hiccups, but was there anything that you don't get? Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go into, let's edit just another document. We're going to just edit a document. We're going to go back to the same document and just edit it, okay? Okay, so we have our document here. It's in PDF.
Okay.
You said something? Okay. So we want to hit edit. This is going to create these little boxes here that let it detect it wherever there's some type of writing on a document. Once you hit edit, it's always going to detect that on your document. So these are things that can be edited on the document. So then you want to hit add text if you're going to add text to these areas. Okay. So if I'm here, it's going to put the cursor there and it's going to say, you just type in those boxes. The nice thing about this is you can really customize any document the way you want, because you can click wherever you want. You can also direct this to make it longer to fit. You can make it smaller. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so do you see how we can move this around, make it smaller? We can do whatever we want when we're in edit with the words.
Okay. Okay.
So let me back to training. You can add an image in. If you have a file, if you want to add an image, you can just hit that. It's going to go to your files on your computer to add whatever you want in there. The watermark. Now, have you ever seen a document with the watermark on it?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
these are protective. These are things that are to protect your document from people copying them or editing them, things like that. So you put your watermark. So we can put an ad, and this whole box is going to pull up here. So let me just show you how neat this is. So if I just said my watermark is going to be Q Rowland, you can put it to the left, center, right of your document. You can also change like the opacity, like look at how opaque it is. See how it went lighter? If you don't
Yes.
want it really dark on there, you can change it to 45 degrees. You can stretch it. You can do all kinds of things to protect your documents.
Oh, that's neat.
So different, it just depends on, you know, you can also lock your documents. So I have on here scale relative to target page. Let's take that off. And let's put in here, let's see. Let's make this lighter. You can make this lighter.
What does that mean, scale relative to target page?
So they're looking at the size of the page and determining what's an appropriate size for it. So right now it's at 50% size of the page. So if you were to go up, you see how it gets bigger?
Yes.
Okay. So if I wanted to say, no, I don't want it to be at 45 degrees. Or if I want it at 60 degrees, I can put in here 60. It's whatever,
Okay.
however you want that to look. And you also want to decide on how opaque you want it. Some people just want it barely there. Some people really want it to be seen. But that's all your own choices. A lot of this is really just playing with these tools and figuring out what it is, you know, that you want to do. But that's how you do a watermark.
And that protects your document.
Right. That way, no matter what, that shows that this is not whoever else
Their work.
there is not theirs. They don't own it. They must have gotten it from somebody or somewhere, is what that means. Okay.
Okay.
Are there, before I move forward, are there any tools in particular that you want me to look at? Okay, let me do a fill and sign. Let's look at fill and sign. So fill and sign is, like I said before, if you receive a document that wants your signature, all you're going to do is it's going to ask you which signature you're using. And then you're going to sign wherever that box is. That's it. It's the same thing. That's how we requested signatures. It's the same thing because you may have received a document where you can do a digital signature. All you want to do is hit sign yourself and your saved or your new signature will be there. These are different little icons that people are typically use on documents, X. So say there's a box you need to check on that document, you can put it there. You move it, make it smaller or bigger, just by dragging this little circle back and forth, up and down. Then you can use check mark. So we've all filled out documents that have a box for us to choose something, right? This is where this is useful. If you don't want to print it and do it manually by writing, you can completely do it here on Adobe. Everything is right here in your tools. You can circle things, make it bigger. You can do, you know, it's all kinds of things. These are all tools that we use regularly right here. A, B, C, X. These are things you would use if you receive a document that requires you to answer questions and sign. So this is, I have been loving Adobe for a very long time before it is what it is now, because people have gotten so used to Adobe, like using it. So it's very common. But when it first, you know, came out, it's been out for a long time, but we all know that. But the features that it has, there was a time when you couldn't edit a document like this. There was, you know, you just had to just accept it as if you couldn't do anything with the PDF. So protecting your document is putting a lock on forms that you don't want anybody to change the answers, but what it should be. So an example of that would be, so say you have a document that wants a date and you want to try to use that other format of saving using the date that's in your signature. This, if they have this on their document, a protection that you can't change any of the format, you won't be able to do it. You're going to have to print it. So this is what this does. So when you protect a document, you can protect it using a password. So you might see this in businesses where they have a document that's shared within their business and maybe they send out to potential employees or something like that. And they don't want anybody to change the format of this form, but the whole group might know the password. The only way you can change it or edit it is by knowing that password. So that's what protect by using. You can do an encryption. I've done encryption with a password. That means that when I'm sure some of you have seen where you click on the PDF and it says protected or asset protected or something like that. That means that they put something on there where you cannot change the format of that document. They do not want that document altered in any way. A lot of the federal government documents, IRS documents, things like that are like that. You can't change them. They don't want anybody messing with the wording or the fields, the circles, anything. So it's protected that way. And as always, you can always just go, you can go to tools. And if you're in a particular document, all of these things will pop up for you to choose. So let's try to make a, let's do a, let me try to do a, let's do a blank page. Create, we're gonna create a PDF. So PDF is different from Word docs because Word docs, you just start typing. With PDF, you have to tell it what you want to do. So we're here, right? So we're gonna go to edit because you wanna tell the system that we're about to make a change. Then you're gonna say add text. Then you can begin typing. So that's the difference with PDFs. You have to explain what you want done versus Word where you just come up with the document, you start typing. Doesn't work like that in PDFs. Let's add an image. Let's see. I don't know pictures of my computer. Thought I did. Let's see. I know I got some seat to tray pictures. Okay, so if I just chose this picture here. Let's just. You see how it popped up for me? So you can put this in the document and you can alter the size again by using your corner or your middle to make it fatter. You know, you can do whatever you want with this and you can place it where you need it to be. So that's that. You can always delete it by just still keeping it highlighted and hit delete and it's gone. Same with this, but you have to be in edit for it to do anything. It will not do it without being in edit. If you typed and then you go outside of edit, it won't delete. Okay. Are there any more features that I know, Diana, you were mostly interested in the, oh, let's do the redact one too. I do want to do that. So you've seen, we don't have, let me open up, let me go back here. Okay. You've seen where, like on, when you want to cross out something.
Yes, the line goes through it. Is that?
Yeah, that's what redacting is. So. Oh man, I got all these, you know, when you're on Zoom, all these little boxes are on your screen and it's so hard to see what you're doing because you can't keep moving this. You have to keep moving things out the way just to see your screen. Okay, let me go back. I'm sorry. Because it stopped sharing and then, okay. Okay.
It's not sharing yet.
It's not sharing again? Why does it keep doing that? Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know why it keeps like kicking it off for some reason. I say all the time, all these programs that we use, they're just not perfect. I'm gonna close this out, hold on. Yes, so this is basically in Zoom, you would, I'm not saying Zoom, in Adobe, you would do it. And you see how it blacked it out?
Yes.
You know how we see those documentaries and we see the government files, how they've redacted all this stuff?
Yes. Everything but the and.
Right, so this is how it is. So you just highlight what you want redacted and you hit apply, then it's gone. Then you can save it. And it shows you, it has in the name redacted. So you know which file you have is redacted. So that's how you do redacting of things that you don't want in there. Now, I will say that I have used Adobe to correct contracts that I wasn't comfortable with by either highlighting something or redacting it and putting my initials next to it, things like that. So you can really use it for anything that you would literally print and write. Anything that you want to do is there.
I think my biggest thing was, and you showed it in the beginning, when you get a document and they want you to put your signature down, like I
Yeah.
just got a document and they want me to sign it. And in
Okay.
today's remote workforce, you know, you can't fax it, or I know that's old school. So you just have to, if you have the Adobe program, you download the file on yours and you sign it, but you have to have a signature already set up to add your signature, or you
No,
can.
so when you don't have to have one set up. That's why I showed from the beginning of sometimes you don't. So, but once you do it, all you have to do is add it in at that moment. You can do it at the same time that you're signing. Is what I'm saying. Even if you haven't pre-saved it. So again, I'll go back through this. So if I'm here and I hit sign, so you
That's
get
all
the
I need.
document in front of you. So boom. Let's delete it. We're gonna delete.
I got it. So I
Got
can just sign it natural. I can just sign it at that time, and then later I can also add a signature for future use.
Well, you always have to add it to use it.
Okay.
So you have to hit add. Your screen's gonna do this, and you can either use the pre-format that they gave you, or you can draw your own with your mouse. Then I hit apply. So now it's saved. Once you do that, it's gonna come up automatically on your cursor, and you just drop it in the signature line of your document.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. And so the same is true, like I said, when you're sending or receiving, that's how you get that signature. It's just this little ink pen, old school ink pen looking tool right here. So so all the tools we saw on the right-hand side, if you hit tools, they're all here and there's more. So these are all tools that we use. Like this is a stamp. You can add a stamp, kind of like a watermark, same thing. But all of these are tools you can use on Adobe. Combine. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Can you copy and paste on this?
Yes, you can. You can, but it's a lot easier if you save whatever you're wanting to put in the PDF. If you save it as an item and as a file, it's easier to move it that way. Because Adobe is very fickle about editing. So like I said, it's very easy to edit in Word, but in Adobe, you have to know exactly what you want, where you want it. So it's much harder. So I will always say, if you want to copy something, copy it and save it and then apply it.
Okay.
Does anyone have any other questions for me? I think we covered the biggest items that people use, I think Adobe is a godsend because I literally can save, I save myself a lot of time without printing all the time. And then you can just send it via email. It's just so much easier than printing. So this is a way out of having to print so much. Unless you have to mail something, I wouldn't be printing hardly anything anymore. One last thing I do want to say, you can take a Word doc and if you have it up, you can actually save that as a PDF as well. Any file can be converted to a PDF. So
Okay.
that's another thing. So there are things like I've received documents that I didn't want anybody to change, and I saved it as a PDF and then added my protection. So if it's something like a Word doc that you're like, I don't want anybody touching this, you can save it as a PDF and then make your changes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And so PDF, one last thing, they do you do also have the ability to convert documents. So without even having to save it, you can hit in here, convert the document to a PDF, and it'll take your Word doc and just convert it as well. So there's a lot of things you can do.
I don't see that.
I know that you were mostly concerned about the signing. And that's a big one because that's the reason why a lot of people print, because they have to sign something.
Right.
You don't have to sign it, and all you have to do is go on that your edit and sign it, and then all you do. So let me just say this to you, just so you don't miss this step. Once you sign it, make sure you save the signed copy, and that's what you're going to send back.
So if I get a Word document
Mhm.
and I go in, I want to sign it electronically, I go to my Adobe
Mhm.
and then I'll add my signature and I save
Wait,
it.
but you said you get a Word document, or is it a
Right.
PDF?
Say if I get a Word document, that's when I convert it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to convert it to a PDF and then sign it. But you want
Okay.
to make sure that before you send it back, you save the signed copy.
And there's a function or a button that will say save.
With every program, you go to File,
Okay.
and then you have, for Adobe, it's usually is either Save as Other or Export. So you see how this is letting me, because I'm in Adobe and I have a PDF up, is letting me convert it to Microsoft Word.
Yes.
That came up. The same would happen if you had a Word document, you would export it to a PDF.
Okay.
And then sign it. But yeah, once you, let me go back to my, let me just go back to the document real quick. Because I just want you to see, I don't want you to miss this step. What is this? Again, too many windows open, just too many. Okay. Hold on. I just want you to, I want to show you this one last step. Because I thought about it. I don't want you to miss it. Because you'll send a blank document if you don't. I mean, you won't send a signed copy. Okay, can you still see my screen?
No.
You can again. I don't know why I keep doing that. So strange. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So say, for instance, this is your document. You signed it. You're just going to go to File, Save As. You see, this is on a Mac. A PC might look a little different, but you're gonna pick where you want it to save. So on my computer, these are the options in my computer. I'm gonna hit Downloads, and now it's gonna save it, and now I'm gonna name it so that I know you could, to make it easy on yourself, just put signed copy at the end of it. If that's the name of the document, put signed. Now you know you've saved the right copy. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that's the signed copy is the copy you will email. Just make sure you're signing it saving it after you sign.
Okay. Because I'm doing one right now.
Okay, good. Are there any other questions about any other tools or anything?
No,
Okay, so this is one last thing. I don't know if you, this is a great one too, send for comments. If you have a document you want somebody else to review versus you receiving it, you would send it and ask them to review it, and they will leave their comments for you. A lot of students find that useful. So they have a paper that they've written and they want to send it to somebody to review it, then they can use this, and the person who receives it has the ability to type in a box what they would change or what they need to update. So it's
that
a
makes
lot
sense.
of cool features on here that I really like. I use it more than I don't even hardly ever use Word anymore.
This seems better than Word. It's more
It is.
interactive.
It is. It's way better than Word. And it just gives you more control of your documents, what you want to do. So I do like that.
Thank you so much.
Nope, no problem. Sorry we had a little couple issues, but I think we got the gist of it down pat. Are there any other questions about any of the tools that we've gone over? Are there any tools that anybody wants to see?
I'm good.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for coming and joining today. I appreciate it. Thank you for your questions. I appreciate it. It always helps me to learn more. So I appreciate that. So I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.